Chronicles of the Grim Reaper. Born with the stars, awakened with life. When the stars learned to burn, they did not so for us. They burned because stardust, gases like hydrogen and helium, and a quiet hunger were bound in their essence. Because pressure and patience, and the strange arithmetic of heat, made new things out of old. From their fires came not only light, but the promise of silence. For even in their blazing, they carried within them the seeds of their own collapse. When the first star fell into itself, scattering its essence, iron, nickel, and the seeds of worlds, into the dark, he stirred. That ending tore open the black, and cast out everything that would one day become oceans, stones, forests, breath. In that silence, he became what the universe required, a witness to loss, a presence to keep even a star's last light from vanishing unnoticed. But he was not older than life. He did not arrive with thunder or decree. Think of him instead as a shape the cosmos recognized whenever it first needed one, a pattern completed by the act of beginning and ending. And when, at last, one small world kept enough warmth and riot and shelter for life to stir, he was already waiting. When the first cell split, he watched. When the first cell ceased, he was needed. He did not remember a single instant before there were things that could begin and then end. Memory is a poor measure of beginnings when time itself is still learning its name. What he remembered was the change, the tilt in a moment that turned a small chemical breath into a thing that might miss a future, and with that missed future, a need. He came not to judge, nor to punish. He came because every life that opens makes a space where leaving must be done with care. The oceans taught him the first lessons. In the dark, where light can only guess its way in, creatures moved for seconds ahead and died. But even their silence left an imprint no ocean could erase, a presence that became part of all that followed. He learned to watch those small, sudden disappearances and to hold the silence that followed them with hands that did not frighten. He learned how to meet an ending without hurry or spectacle, how to let the last thing a creature feels be something like the world saying, gently, "You are remembered." As life grew stranger and larger, cells nesting inside cells, bodies knitting themselves from many parts, reefs and forests and bones that walked, he learned as well. He was there in the great turning of the Cambrian, when life burst into endless shapes and dared to become fierce and beautiful all at once. He was there when the first animals slid from tide to shore and had, for the first time to imagine tomorrow. He was a shadow in the corners of their thinking, steady and patient. He was there in the soft, terrible brilliance of that age when so many shapes dared to be and then vanished. With each new kind of living, he found a new way of being present, not everywhere at once by power, but everywhere at once by promise. One might expect a covenant or a voice to have settled his purpose. There was none. The universe made the need clear, as the sun makes the shore visible. Where beings could be born, they could also end. Where life learned to hold memory and hope and story, someone was required to witness the closing of those things. He became that witness, not because he was chosen by an ancient court, but because he is what answers whenever a being finds the need for gentle hands at the gates. He was not born of flesh or forged by hand. He was not chosen by gods or bound by command. He came because the universe required him. Because where life dares to begin, it must also be allowed to end. Born with the stars, awakened with life, he has walked beside every creature that ever was. From the smallest cells to the giants of sea and land, He has been there to witness, to guide, to carry. He is the keeper of names, the stillness at the threshold, the presence that assures no departure is left unseen. His beginning was the first ending. Beyond stars, beyond silence, beyond the universe itself, he will remain. The end.